Hello, mini fam. Good morning. Um, just a little PSA. There's not going to be an Idle Talk episode today. Okay. I have a guest. I have to get them on, but they're here staying. Literally, they're my guests in my home, so they're staying here. But I'm gonna get them behind a microphone soon enough. Okay. But in the meantime, just I'm gonna just put out some minis, and then maybe we'll get an episode out on Friday. Probably record it before then, but I need some time to edit it and get the video down. But also, I think Friday is a good aim for date there. But yeah, so that's what's going on. I didn't do any minis past. I thought I had a mini ready to go on Sunday. I don't think I set it up to publish when that was on me. But I'll set this one up today. Today is Tuesday, March 8th. So, nothing too crazy. I got a Gmail notification just now, and I'm always thinking it might be work, but it's just fucking like NFL shit that I don't really give a shit about. Since we're on that topic, actually, I took a screenshot of something. I thought it was interesting, and it was like, okay, by this I'm dying. By this guy named Nick Looney. Major NFL suspensions. Ray Rice beating fiance, 2 games. Adrian Peterson, felony child abuse, 6 games. Greg Hardy beating girlfriend, 10 games, reduced to 4. Ezekiel Elliott hitting women, 6 games. Calvin Ridley, 17 games for using FanDuel. Josh Gordon, 6 seasons for smoking weed. What does it mean? It's just one of those things like the NFL draws the line on weird places. So any kind of physical abuse, it's not that big of a deal to them. That's what this suspension on Calvin Ridley is giving. It's really just, you take gambling, quote unquote gambling, more seriously than domestic abuse, child abuse, because it seems like that's the hill the NFL is willing to die on. So I don't know. They're just, doesn't make sense to me, the full season suspension for Calvin Ridley. He was just, I think he tweeted a series of tweets kind of explaining what happened, why he did it, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, that is not as serious as Greg Hardy beating his girlfriend. That's not as serious as, which he got 10 games initially, which everybody was like, oh, good for you guys for setting that tone. He appealed it, and it got reduced to 4 games. And then he was ready to play that following week. So at the end of the day, I don't know what the policies are in the NFL. I don't know why they make them the way they do from the outside looking in. It just feels like they don't give a shit about other things, that the sports gambling is the biggest issue for them. You know what? That may or may not be true, though. But for now, until that suspension is reduced, they treat gambling more seriously and have a firmer hand than domestic abuse. But everybody has a chance to appeal, and I have a feeling Calvin Ridley will appeal that suspension, and I hope he does. And I hope it does get overturned to 2 games, because a full 17-game season is just ridiculous at this point. But, yeah, that was today's mini. I'll see you tomorrow.